Hey everybody, I am back with another review, and as you can probably tell by my shirt what movie I'm going to be talking about. I was very super lucky to go see Deadpool Wolverine, and especially because we're in Australia, I get to see it earlier. Hey! Points for being in the southern hemisphere. That being said, hope you guys stick around. I have a lot to say about this movie, and I'll try to keep it as spoiler free as possible. Yes, as I said, we're going to be talking about Deadpool Wolverine. Mainly, I'll be talking about Deadpool Wolverine. I always seem to say the word we when I really just mean me. But maybe that's something I should look into at another day. That being said, let's get stuck into it. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds reprise their roles as Wolverine and Deadpool. And to give you a bit of the backstory about what's actually happening, from the trailers, Deadpool has been kidnapped by the TVA and essentially has to find his way back to his timeline. He brings along Wolverine with him, and it may not be the bromance that it starts that you want, but it's the bromance that we all need, and especially when it comes together all in the end. But before we get to that, yes, we find ourselves in a wasteland where we see everything that's not supposed to be there, especially when you see the 20th Century Fox logo has been broken up into bits, and I think that's very symbolism of what the remnants is left after now that Disney's bought Fox. You meet up with Cassandra Nova. If you don't know who Cassandra Nova is, that's fine. They explain that in the movie, but to give you guys a rundown, Cassandra Nova is the sister of Charles Xavier. Has very similar telepathic powers, especially in this movie, but not quite as fleshed out. A lot of stuff happens along the way to get Wade, or Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, and Wolverine back into Deadpool's timeline. Now, that's all I can really say without spoiling the movie, without telling you who's in it and what actually happens to go around it. But I will say this about the story. It is very mid. It's good, it's meh, it's not anything great, and it's not spectacular. Now, I've seen very similar takes on this movie so far, especially with the reviews coming out, and I'm very much in agreement with this statement. And what I'm about to say is that I don't think it was going to matter what the story was going to be about, because everything around it was going to be the bigger thing to talk about. And I'll explain this by using Spider-Man as the example. No Way Home to me was the very, very average story, but without the cameos, without Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe, without these guys coming into the movie to make it what it is, then it wasn't really going to be a good movie, and the hit that it was. So Deadpool Wolverine is in that similar category. The story was meh, but it was always going to be overshadowed by the fact of everything that happens around it and what it has to do to bring everything together. So, was I the biggest fan of the story? No. But am I going to tell everyone how much I enjoyed the movie? Yes, and I want people to go watch this movie and make their own decision. Tell me in the comments below once you go see the movie what you think. If you really like the story, so be it. I'd love to talk about that more. Going forward, let's talk about the action, the comedy, everything around it. Cameos are brilliant. The comedy was on point. The action was fantastic. Very almost like John Wick-esque kind of style movie, and especially with the stylized violence. Sean Levy, I think, did a great work, and probably his camera crew as well did an amazing work around the action. So 2 thumbs up. If I could give more, I would. But yeah, fantastic from start to finish, especially the Wolverine Deadpool fights. Sorry, I kind of spoiled that one, but they were fantastic. So best work in some of the action, especially for a Marvel movie. So in that regard, that makes up a lot of the lack of story. Now, I said cameos. I'm not going to tell you who's in it. You're going to have to go watch the movie for yourself and see. But I think you can kind of guess from, if you've been following the social media posts and the red carpet events, you can kind of maybe guess who's actually going to be in the movie, which kind of sucks, but how do you hide that stuff? That's a very, very tricky one. So that's my talk on Deadpool Wolverine. I'd love to know your thoughts and comments below. I really liked it. I'm going to tell everyone to go watch it. Obviously I tell people to go watch movies anyway, but this one I very much put in the Spider-Man No Way Home category. It was a cavalcade of fun. I love the action. I love the comedy. I'm about that buddy cop style movie. Lethal Weapon is a great example of this. It is like very much a Lethal Weapon mixed with Odd Couple, because obviously you got one that's comedy based and that takes nothing seriously, and then you've got the character that takes everything seriously and always knows he gets into trouble with the other one. So very buddy cop kind of movie, and I'm all about that kind of style. So yes, go see Deadpool Wolverine. It should be in theaters by the time this review comes out. And just tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'd love to know. If you want to know where I got this shirt, I got it from Zing, Pop Culture, EB Games in Australia, maybe GameStop in the US. I'm not too sure where else. But yes, shout out to them because I got to wear it to both premieres. So thanks for that. Thanks for Marvel for having me around. Thanks for Nathan for bringing me as his +1. I'm doing a lot of shout outs for this video, but they should be shouted out. And that shouldn't, the time shouldn't be going to waste. So yes, my final thoughts, go watch Deadpool Wolverine. It was a fun movie, and obviously you can maybe tell how giddy I am without trying to give too much away. I have a lot to talk about, and maybe I'll do a spoiler-ish review, but I tend not to do that because I want people to go watch it. But yes, my final thoughts, because my mind is racing, but everything's still fresh because I've just come back from watching it. Go watch the movie. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that goodiness to help your boy do more stuff like this. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for sticking around as always. Peace.